Hello, my children. Allow me to tell you the tragic tale of King's Island. Once upon a time, two races ruled over the earth. The managers and the customers. One day, however, a third race stepped into the mix. The Karens. The Karens had the power of a manager, but the status of a customer. A very powerful combination. Soon after, with the Karen's influence, war broke out between the three races. What the, you gotta be kidding me! Who is this? Hello? Hello, I'm in the middle of recording here. What? Oh, King's Mountain, I see. But this was an epic story, though. I was about to get to the best part. You're no fun. Okay, so once upon a time, the rich red dudes and the big funny hat. What? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, red clothing-wise, I feel like I need to address that. Well, okay, why are you looking at me like that? And they were making their way over to America, right? And so, they got into a war with the Native Americans, along with the French. And the Native Americans lost because they have sharpened rocks, and the British got the boom stick. And fast forward to about 1775, and the colonies want to break free from the British, because there was a lot of taxing going on in the colonies, as well as, a bit of drama. A bit of drama. So then George, what, no, not that one. No, not that one either. Dang it, the one on the dollar bill. There we go, nice. So, George and the Founding Fathers decided to make a Declaration of Independence to declare war against the British for their freedom. Since a water bottle should not cost $40, Mickey! So the battle we're going to be specifically talking about today during the Revolution is the Battle of King's Mountain. Why King's Mountain exactly? Well, I decided the story of King's Island was epic, but then I didn't realize what I was signing up for. Let's just get this over with. So, Patrick Ferguson, okay, not the actual image, but his last name is still Ferguson, so it'll do. So, he was making his way over to protect the main flanks of Lord Cornwallis's main force, and also recruit troops for the Loyalist militia. So one day, Ferguson decided to head over to some Overmountain men and tell them to lay down their arms against the British or suffer the consequences. Boy, did that end up backfiring on him. Several local patriot militias, led by, oh boy, this is a lot, William Canfield, Joseph McDowell, William Hill, Edward Lacey, Benjamin Cleveland, Joseph Winston, William Chronicle, and Isaac Shelby decided to take on Ferguson and his men. Oh man. Learning of their plans, Ferguson decided to retreat further towards Cornwallis's main force. So they decided to take a rest on King's Mountain, fortify it real quick, and the Americans decided to take this to their advantage. It was simple. Surround the enemy from all sides, and then just take them all out. So, the plan went into action. They attacked from all sides. Ferguson went to the southwest with some of his men, and even though he was doing a decent job, everybody else was getting their butts kicked. So, Ferguson tried to lead his men out of the onslaught, but then was shot right off his horse. The horse ran away, and shortly after, the second-in-command decided to surrender. You might be wondering, well, whatever happened to the horse? I got no idea. I guess he just sat on the hilltop and watched his British dictators die, I guess. Now, believe it or not that many Americans died at the Battle of King's Mountain. only about 30 of them died, with about 70 wounded, while the British suffered almost 300 losses, with over 160 wounded and 668 captured. Now, before we leave, here are some things to consider. Well, first things first, what was unique about the armies that fought at King's Mountain? Well, believe it or not, this battle was actually almost entirely fought by Americans. Ferguson was the only British guy there. Or even though I don't think the guy in the picture I used is actually British. But whatever. The British, soldiers that were actually there were actually untrained loyalists. Ferguson had to train them all. They had not completed their training by the time of the battle, which might be one of the reasons why they did so poorly. Now, the question of the day is, was this battle important in the grand scheme of things when it came to winning the revolution? Well, yes, actually. You see, I think in war, every battle is important, whether it be a small skirmish or a giant battle that turned the tide of the war. I think it depends on how many soldiers you lost, how many resources you wasted, did any important commanders die in the battle, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Star Wars in some ways. Even though you could watch the main 6 movies and you wouldn't miss out on the main important events, there's still all the shows, comics, games that add to the plot, or add backstory to the plot, or explain some things, or just expand the universe some. The same thing goes for the Revolutionary War, whether it be the end of the war or just a small skirmish. I think all the battles matter in some way, shape, or form. So then, okay, this project only needs to be 5 minutes. I've already far surpassed that, so I'm gonna need to wrap things up and fast. So, basically, in conclusion, Patrick Ferguson died, a bunch of British troops, loyalists, were either captured or killed. This probably dropped the ranks a little bit because most of these were troops in training. Also, I'd imagine Ferguson was a pretty important leader if he was involved with training all these people. Plus, it was the first American victory after a bunch of losses. So, in conclusion, I think it was pretty important for raising morale and killing an important British officer. Goodbye, I'm all out of time.